Some know Kenny Chesney from the tabloid coverage of his brief marriage to actress Renee Zellweger. They split in September. Zellweger insisted on an annulment, not a divorce.
What happens when two superstars from completely different worlds collide? The shocking marriage of country music icon Kenny Chesney and Hollywood actress Renee Zellweger still baffles many. How could a relationship that seemed so perfect on paper unravel so quickly? From their whirlwind romance to an annulment that sent shockwaves through the media, the drama surrounding their brief marriage captured fans and sparked endless speculation. What happened behind the scenes? Was it love at first sight, or was there something more at play? The answers to these questions and many more can be found here. Keep reading to uncover the truth behind the untold story of their relationship, the immediate annulment, and how it has shaped their lives and careers since. Trust us, this is one story you don't want to miss. The unlikely beginning. It was in January 2005 at NBC's Concert of Hope, a tsunami relief telethon, that Renee Zellweger and Kenny Chesney's paths first crossed. Their meeting wasn't by chance, though. Zellweger, an Oscar-winning actress known for her role as Bridget Jones, had already admired Chesney from afar. In fact, she had planned to pass him a note, signaling her interest in the country music star. Chesney, for his part, had already been a fan of Zellweger, and had even spoken about her in a 2002 interview with the Tennessean. He mentioned how Zellweger struck him as a down-to-earth country girl who had a knack for surprising people, and he called her really sexy. It seemed fate had orchestrated the encounter, as the country singer was drawn to her charm and natural beauty. But that wasn't all. Kenny Chesney's 1999 hit song You Had Me From Hello was believed to have been inspired by a memorable line from Zellweger's 1996 film Jerry Maguire. In the movie, her character famously says, "You had me at hello," and the song's lyrics echoed that sentiment. This connection, both professional and personal, set the stage for their fateful meeting. As the telethon wound down, with Chesney performing and Zellweger answering phones, the two finally connected. According to entertainment experts, the first words Chesney spoke to Zellweger were, "I hear you are trying to pass me a note. Don't let the principal find out." This playful exchange sparked a deeper connection. After that, the pair began to communicate more frequently, exchanging numbers and emails. Their connection quickly blossomed into a long-distance romance that soon turned into a full-blown relationship. In April 2005, a public hint of their romance surfaced when Zellweger appeared unexpectedly on stage at one of Chesney's concerts in Jacksonville, Florida. With a margarita in hand, she planted a kiss on his cheek, confirming the rumors and fueling speculation about their growing affection. It wasn't long before things became more serious. How long did it last? The whirlwind romance between country music star Kenny Chesney and Hollywood actress Renee Zellweger was nothing short of captivating. Their relationship unfolded at an incredibly fast pace, with everything moving in what seemed like the blink of an eye. Within just 4 months of dating, the couple decided to marry in a private ceremony on May 9, 2005. The nuptials took place on Chesney's estate on St. John in the U.S. Virgin Islands, a breathtakingly beautiful location that seemed the perfect backdrop for their intimate celebration. Only 35 close friends and family members were invited to witness the event, creating an atmosphere that was both private and romantic. Zellweger, known for her roles in films like Bridget Jones's Diary, wore a stunning Carolina Herrera gown for the occasion, while her father walked her down the aisle, a gesture that undoubtedly added to the emotional significance of the day. On the surface, the union appeared to be the stuff of fairy tales. Fans and media alike were enamored by the coupling of two such well-known figures from opposite worlds, one from the glitzy and glamorous world of Hollywood and the other from the down-to-earth realm of country music. The blend of country charm and cinematic allure seemed like a match made in heaven, and many believed that the marriage was destined to last for years to come. However, as quickly as their relationship had blossomed, it took a shocking turn. Just a few months after their wedding, the honeymoon phase came to a sudden and jarring halt. In September 2005, just a few short months after the ceremony, Zellweger filed for an annulment, citing fraud as the reason for the split. The news sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. A marriage that had seemed so full of promise and love suddenly appeared to unravel, and the public was left to wonder how things could have gone so wrong so quickly. The term fraud in Zellweger's filing raised many eyebrows, as it suggested that one party in the marriage had misrepresented themselves in some way. However, both parties remained tight-lipped about the specifics of the annulment, and the details surrounding the reason for the filing remained unclear. This led to an onslaught of speculation in the media, with many fans and commentators attempting to piece together the events leading up to the unexpected dissolution of their marriage. Some speculated that the couple had rushed into the relationship too quickly, while others wondered if the pressures of fame had played a role. The annulment was finalized in December 2005, just 7 months after the couple had exchanged vows, leaving the public to process the rapid rise and fall of their love story. Despite the quick end to their marriage, both Chesney and Zellweger moved on with their lives. Chesney continued to focus on his music career, which only grew in popularity following the dissolution of his marriage. Meanwhile, Zellweger returned to acting, maintaining her career as one of Hollywood's leading actresses. Though the marriage between Kenny Chesney and Renee Zellweger was short-lived, it was nonetheless a striking chapter in both of their lives. The whirlwind romance was a reminder of the unpredictability of love and relationships, particularly when the world's eyes are constantly watching. While the marriage didn't last, the union of these two famous individuals captured the imagination of the public, leaving many to wonder what might have been if the fairy tale had lasted longer. The divorce. The whirlwind romance between Kenny Chesney and Renee Zellweger was captivating and quick, taking the public by surprise. Within just 4 months of dating, the country music star and the Hollywood actress decided to marry in a private ceremony on May 9, 2005. Held at Chesney's estate on St. John in the U.S. Virgin Islands, their wedding was intimate, attended by only 35 close friends and family members. Zellweger wore a Carolina Herrera gown, and her father walked her down the aisle in what seemed like the perfect fairy tale celebration. At first, the union seemed like a match made in heaven. The media and fans embraced the relationship, viewing it as a harmonious blend of two worlds, country music and Hollywood. The marriage, full of promise and star-studded allure, appeared to be the start of a lasting partnership, but unexpectedly, the fairy tale soon took a sharp turn. In September 2005, just a few months after their wedding, Renee Zellweger filed for an annulment. She cited fraud as the reason for the dissolution of the marriage. This shocking announcement sent ripples through the entertainment industry, leaving fans and the public wondering what had gone wrong in such a short amount of time. The term fraud raised many questions, and the media quickly began to speculate on the true cause behind the split. The divorce. What does fraud really mean? The use of the word fraud in Zellweger's annulment filing became a focal point for intense public scrutiny. While annulments can often be granted on a variety of grounds, fraud is a term that carries a specific legal weight. In the context of marriage, fraud refers to a situation in which one party may have misrepresented themselves or failed to disclose crucial information that would have affected the decision to marry. This led to rampant rumors and speculation, with some questioning whether Chesney had been hiding something significant. One of the more sensational rumors that circulated was the question of Chesney's sexuality. Tabloids and gossip outlets ran wild with the idea that the marriage had ended because Chesney had not been truthful about his orientation. The media frenzy placed an enormous amount of pressure on both stars, causing an uncomfortable and highly publicized ordeal that neither of them seemed prepared for. The public's thirst for answers only intensified as the speculation spread. However, Zellweger quickly responded, attempting to clarify the situation. She released a statement explaining that the term fraud in the legal documents was merely a technicality, not an indication of any wrongdoing on Chesney's part. Zellweger emphasized that the word fraud was not a reflection of Chesney's character and urged the public to avoid drawing hurtful or untrue conclusions. She asked for privacy and understanding during a painful and difficult time, asking fans to refrain from making derogatory statements about the situation. Chesney also addressed the media, acknowledging the sadness surrounding the end of his marriage. He echoed Zellweger's request for privacy and expressed his hope that the public would respect both of their wishes to keep the matter private. In his statement, he conveyed how deeply saddened he was by the turn of events, reinforcing the idea that the situation was one of personal pain rather than a sensationalized scandal. Despite their attempts to clarify the situation, the media continued to speculate. Eventually, the couple issued a joint statement explaining that their marriage had simply not worked out. They stated that the annulment was due to a miscommunication of the objective of their marriage at the start. Both stars expressed mutual respect for each other and acknowledged regret over how things had played out. They made it clear that while their marriage was short-lived, their decision was a reflection of a mismatch in expectations rather than any dramatic betrayal. Ultimately, the annulment was finalized in December 2005, less than a year after the couple's whirlwind wedding. Despite the public scrutiny and media frenzy, both Kenny Chesney and Renee Zellweger moved forward with their lives. Chesney continued his successful music career, and Zellweger returned to her acting projects. Though their brief marriage ended in an annulment, the couple's respectful handling of the situation, despite the intense public interest, remained a testament to their professionalism and desire for privacy in a moment of personal turmoil. Kenny Chesney's thoughts on Renee Zellweger. In November 2005, 2 months after the annulment of their marriage, Kenny Chesney appeared on The View and opened up about his relationship with Renee Zellweger. Despite the breakup, Chesney reflected on their time together fondly, emphasizing the connection they had shared. "She and I fell in love like a couple of school kids," he said with a smile, reflecting on the innocence and purity of their initial romance. This sentiment suggested that even though things didn't last, the early stages of their relationship had been magical for both of them. Chesney's remarks indicated that he wasn't bitter about the annulment and was able to appreciate the love they shared while it lasted. "I'm glad to know that can happen, that exists," he said, "and we still really care about each other." These words were significant because they suggested that while their marriage had ended, they continued to hold each other in high regard. Chesney expressed genuine admiration for Zellweger, even in the face of their separation. Perhaps most telling was Chesney's acknowledgement of how painful the breakup had been for him. He was candid about the emotional toll but chose not to dwell on the negative aspects. "It would have been a bad thing if I hadn't met her," he said. "She's wonderful." This statement was both a testament to Zellweger's character and a reflection of the maturity with which Chesney handled the situation. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, he chose to highlight the positive aspects of their relationship, showing that he did not regret the experience despite its end. Chesney also made it clear that he did not want to play the victim. He wanted to show his gratitude for having experienced the relationship, even if it had been brief. His comments revealed that despite the heartbreak, he valued the memories and was not interested in publicly blaming Zellweger for their split. Renee Zellweger's response to the split. While Chesney spoke openly about their relationship and breakup, Renee Zellweger remained more private about the situation in the years that followed. In the aftermath of their split, Zellweger refrained from making public statements about Chesney. It was clear that she wanted to move on with her life and maintain a sense of privacy. However, her actions and silence seemed to convey a mutual respect for the time they had spent together. Zellweger did at times speak about the difficulty of being in the spotlight and how challenging it was to have such a personal event become public. But she never publicly criticized Chesney or their relationship. The lack of public remarks from Zellweger likely reflected her desire to keep her personal life out of the media, choosing instead to focus on her career and personal well-being, mutual respect and admiration. In the aftermath of their split, both Chesney and Zellweger made it clear that they did not harbor animosity toward each other. Despite the public nature of their marriage and its sudden end, neither celebrity seemed to be focused on negative emotions. Instead, their statements reflected a shared respect for the love they once had and a sense of gratitude for the relationship. Chesney's words in particular suggested that he viewed the relationship as a valuable experience that he could look back on with fondness. He chose to focus on the positive aspects of his time with Zellweger, even as their marriage ended in a way that few expected. His remarks about their relationship painted a picture of a love that was genuine, if short-lived, and a mutual understanding that life would move forward. For her part, Zellweger's silence and subsequent public comments also conveyed a similar respect. Though she didn't speak as openly as Chesney, her decision to avoid any negative comments about their marriage spoke volumes. Both celebrities chose to keep their private lives just that, private, after the annulment, demonstrating maturity and grace in their respective ways. How they view the relationship now. As the years went by, both Chesney and Zellweger became more reflective about their brief marriage. In a 2009 interview with Playboy, Chesney addressed rumors surrounding his sexuality, stating, "I'm pretty confident in the fact that I love girls. I've got a long line of girls who could testify that I am not gay." He further clarified the reason for the annulment, explaining that fraud was the easiest option legally. He admitted that he simply wasn't ready for marriage at the time and that their relationship had been rushed. In a 2010 interview, Chesney elaborated on his emotional state during the marriage, stating, "I just wasn't ready. I look at my life as a box, and I just wasn't prepared to take on that responsibility." He described his career and personal life as growing more complex, which led him to push Zellweger away. Later, in a 2015 Playboy interview, Chesney took a more introspective tone. He confessed, "Nothing positive at all in my life came from it. I can tell you that. I didn't have any clue as to what true marriage meant. I was so used to committing to one thing, music, and then I had to totally commit to a second thing, marriage." In a more recent 2023 interview with Billboard, Chesney spoke about how the experience had made him more private. He noted that the pressure of living in the public eye and being scrutinized by the media had made him totally panicked, and that he wasn't prepared for the sudden fame that came with his marriage to Zellweger. Emotional side. One of the most painful aspects for Zellweger was the way the media used rumors about Chesney's sexuality to fuel gossip and mockery. In the wake of their split, some outlets suggested that the marriage was a facade, even questioning whether it was an attempt to cover up Chesney's sexual orientation. Zellweger was deeply upset by these insinuations, calling it sad that such rumors were weaponized to be cruel. She felt the speculation was damaging, not just to her marriage but also to the people involved. "It made me sad that somehow people were using that as a way to be cruel," she said, acknowledging the hurt caused by the spread of such gossip. The insinuations about Chesney's sexuality were harmful not just to him but to her as well, highlighting the destructive nature of tabloid culture. Zellweger also expressed frustration with the broader obsession the public had with her personal life. Known for being a private individual, she found it deeply dehumanizing to have such intimate details of her life dissected by millions of strangers. "I feel you devalue yourself as a human being when you share very personal things with a bajillion strangers who are making fun of you," Zellweger remarked, capturing the vulnerability that comes with living under the media microscope. Her desire to retain her dignity in the face of overwhelming attention was clear, as she struggled with the emotional weight of constant public judgment. In many ways, Zellweger's comments reflected the emotional toll of having her personal life reduced to gossip fodder, a toll that most people can't fully understand unless they've been in the public eye. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more celebrity updates and stories. Let us know your thoughts on Kenny and Renee's relationship in the comments below. See you in the next video.